We are back.
Yeah, we are.
It's going to be so good.
Oh, yeah.
Super pumped.
Here's the thing. Oh, yeah, I am. God is good, and we are not. But God is so good that we are loved. And through his justice and through his goodness, he took care of our sin by placing it on his son, Jesus, so that we could have relationship with him. See, left to our own devices, and we're some bad apples. We're some rotten scoundrels. We are sinners, y'all. But there is living proof that God can take what is bad and make it good. He's not finished until our tree is
flourishing.
Oh, yeah. We're here to talk about it all. The rise, the fall, the faith, the fear, the good, the bad,
the wins, the losses, life, love, and all of the above.
Brother, we're here to have fun while we do it. This is the Bad Apples Podcast.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. It's a new year. This is the first podcast of the year that people are listening to. Just so you all know. So our local expert tech person, Tim, is going to try to save.
Hey, Tim.
And try to revive our original first episode of the year. We tried to record one.
Yeah, we did.
And it was super good.
It was, oh, man.
Really creative.
Yeah.
Maybe the best one we've ever done.
If it's lost, it's going to be like, like the greatest. We'll never know, but no one will ever know, but we will know, and God will know.
We might re-record it if we can't save it.
Yes,
it was good. I mean, it won't be as good as the first time. Like it had some really good.
It's just reminded me of, I don't know if you may not connect this. Some of our listeners might. Tenacious D and the song Tribute, where they create the greatest song in the world.
Oh.
But they don't remember the greatest song in the world when they go to record it.
Oh, yes, so yes. So I remember it.
They just have to try to remember it. That's what it is, man.
Yep.
This is just a tribute.
Well, it's funny. You talk about Jack Black. Jack Black is one of my favorites.
Jack Black, me too, man. School of Rock.
I still cannot believe he didn't win an Oscar for Jumanji. I mean,
Jumanji.
It's such a good job.
He's actually a fantastic actor. He's got a movie called Bernie. Have you ever watched it?
No.
Oh, it's super good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's super good.
Is he like Nacho Libre?
No, better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like kind of dark comedy where he's kind of serious, but it's still Jack Black.
Yeah. Well, anyway, just so you know, what we did was we took our last year's first episode of the year where we set all of our goals and all these things, and we played it back and listened to past Cody and Garrett have all of these wonderful aspirations.
Crush those goals.
And there are some that we did actually complete, which is really cool.
Yeah, we did.
There are a lot we didn't. So if we have to re-record that one, we will, because it was good. It was really funny.
It was a blast.
And most people don't have a live recording of what they thought they were going to do.
Yeah,
to look back on, and so we do. So
we do.
When in Rome, when life gives you limits.
Oh,
or
crush
a podcast.
Those things.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so tonight though, we thought we would do our typical thing where we start off the year talking about what we're going to do different, like all these wonderful, exciting things on the horizon. But before we do that, we got to talk about these mugs.
Oh, bro.
So
we got to talk about them.
You're not getting the live reaction from Cody the first time I gave them to him. Now, this is from our friends, my cousins. And also my friends, I guess.
Cousins to the podcast, our family.
Yes. Tim and KK, they got us these awesome Bad Apples mugs that have the Bad Apple logo on it. And
absolutely
it says,
amazing.
But we're not that podcast.
But we're not that podcast.
And they are fantastic. And we are drinking some decaf coffee. Yeah. Because I don't know when you're listening to this, but we are recording this at 8:30 at night.
Yeah. And I just want to throw out that I apologize for making the first drink out of these wonderful and beautiful and majestic mugs be decaf coffee. I want to apologize for
I didn't
that.
even think about that.
Yeah. So
that is a bit of a disservice, but that's okay.
It is. We can wash it like God washed our sins away.
There's a lot of grace here.
And then exactly.
This is a grace-filled podcast.
Yes, it is, dude. It's a redeemed podcast. We can redeem these cups.
That is true.
Hallelujah.
That is true. I mean, you got some free reign coffee up there. Next time we record, we're going to make sure it's not at 8:30 at night, and we'll be in much better shape.
I like that a lot.
But the cups are awesome. What's in the cups really not bad. It's a Costa coffee.
4 decaf.
4 decaf.
It's not bad.
It's single origin.
Ooh.
It's Colombian.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how you do that, but
what, single origin decaf?
Yeah.
I don't really know how they do decaf either. They do something to the bean.
Yeah, they kill it.
They suck all the joy out of it.
Suck the joy right out of it. They Grinch the bean.
Well, anyway, it's not bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not.
A little
It's
strong, but that's.
Thank you to our barista.
Kia was making the coffee, and I'm looking for a measuring spoon because you do 2 tablespoons. For you at home, 2 tablespoons per cup of coffee. Now, the per cup of coffee is like how many cups, like the carafe or whatever it is that you're brewing into set. So a 12-cup pot of coffee.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting 12 actual like mugs of coffee out of that thing.
Right.
So, but you still do 24 tablespoons in for 12 cups of coffee.
Oh, okay. Well, the Breville says one tablespoon per cup.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah. So if my thing says 12, it wants 12 scoops. I
Maybe
always go over that though.
Yeah, I think okay, I'm wrong. Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm wrong.
Hold on. Let's
just sit on this for a minute. This one will be titled "The One That I Was Wrong On." And I think the podcast is canceled. Cody wants to go out on top. This is it. What are you doing?
I don't know. That was awesome. Anyway.
Okay, yeah, you're right. It's 1-to-1. It's 1-to-1.
Okay.
My B.
Yeah.
And usually a cup is like 6 ounces.
Okay.
So the cups that they're using as a
the standard
is
for sure
6-ounce cup. Well, Kia dumped half the bag of coffee into this.
Well, there's a silver lining in that. Okay. Now I don't have as much decaf coffee to keep in my home.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, this is a blessed home, okay?
It's a great home. But also, how many times have we done the show at night and you're thinking, oh, man, we probably shouldn't have done a full calf thing. And then you're coming down from this thing at 2 a.m. and you got to work tomorrow.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, exactly. So ain't nobody got time for that.
True.
Everybody needs to sleep tonight. But we love the coffee. We love the mug.
Like the coffee, love the mug.
Okay, yeah. That's probably more accurate. But it is pretty good.
It is not bad.
Yeah.
For decaf.
And it's not that strong. For half the bag, it's not that strong.
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
Yeah. That just is proof that the Breville brewer can fix even the worst mistakes.
Dude, I'm telling you, that Breville.
Anyhow.
Thanks, Kia.
Yeah. So just choked.
Sorry.
We wanted to talk about what we want to see out of this year. We're excited about this year, 2024, brand new year. About 11 months ahead of us.
Yeah.
So what I thought we would do is we're going to set 4 goals. 4 goals. There's going to be a small one, a medium one, a large one, and then something called a Masogi goal. And I'm going to get to Masogi in a little bit because y'all are probably like, I don't know what that means. And if you do know what that means, good on you.
Sounds like a dish at Yummy Bowl.
It does. It might be. But I could have got my vocabulary words discombobulated. It's possible.
Yeah.
You can get them crossways. Anyhow, so the small goal is something like you could do tomorrow. Like you can off the couch do this goal. It's just setting aside the time, getting up the energy to do it. A medium goal is something it's going to take a little bit of forethought, a little bit of planning, a little bit of preparation, but it's totally inside your wheelhouse, but it's good for you. And then the large goal, it needs to be something that is a stretch. It's definitely achievable, but it's going to require a lot from you.
Yeah.
And so like that's and then again, we're going to talk about Masogi here in a second, but like those are the 3 that we're looking at. Now, Cody, as we were working on this, what did you say about goals and New Year's resolutions?
I hate them.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Why not?
Well, because I suck at keeping them.
Okay. Well,
and I don't know. Like I always kind of have the goal of like, I want to be healthier this year, or just want to be better in something,
Yeah.
And I guess I stopped trying to keep like New Year's resolutions.
Sure.
I just kind of said, all right, 2020, whatever, let's do this stuff this year. And, some of it I keep, some of it I don't.
Yeah. Sure. And when we were talking about it, though, I heard a helpful way of looking at New Year's resolutions, goals, really any of that stuff. So, and this doesn't have to be like a New Year's thing. This can be you're picking this up. You might be picking this podcast up in August. But this guy, an author, speaker, writer guy, his name's Michael Easter. I've read his 2 books, and I subscribe to his Substack thing. I really like him. I think he's awesome. I think he writes good stuff.
Yeah.
But one of the things that he said about New Year's resolutions, goal setting, all that stuff, because he's kind of where you're at. Like this is dumb. New Year's is kind of arbitrary, but he did say this thing that's helpful, which is when you're setting goals, when you're setting New Year's resolutions, instead of thinking them as these high, lofty things you're trying to do or accomplish, think of like the problems in your life that you need to solve, and what it's going to take to solve those problems.
Yeah, much better way to look at it.
Yeah, like what's a problem? How can you solve it? So as we're talking about these, like think of the problem and then the solution.
Yeah.
So like we've got our list of solutions here, but what's the problem that you're answering with that? So do you want to go first with a small goal, or do you want me to kick this thing off?
What do you think? Kia, what do you think? Who should go first? Okay,
Garrett.
Garrett.
She said Garrett. All right, cool. Here we go. So my small goal, again, off the couch, thing I can do.
Off the couch.
I need to clean the garage.
Oh, okay.
I need to clean the garage. This is my small goal for the year.
All right.
And when I say clean the garage, I don't mean just like make space for the car to be. I mean like figure out what I need and what I don't.
Ooh.
So I love paintball, and I played paintball for years, and I have gotten rid of most of my paintball stuff, but I still have 3 totes of it. Like,
wow.
I could probably get rid of some paintball stuff.
For sure.
The same, I've got tools from when I thought I was going to be, the next Bob Vila. Does that make sense? Or Tim the Toolman Taylor?
For sure. There we go.
Bob
Tim
Vila
the
was
Tool
lost
Man.
on everybody, but my dad. There you go, Dad.
Yeah. Who's Bob Vila?
He's like he's a home improvement guy.
Yeah, I know that name.
Yeah, so he was a 90s home improvement dude. My dad had like all of his books, and
Oh, okay.
So little known fact about my dad. So the house I grew up in, my dad designed it. Like he did all the floor plans for it.
Nice.
The house he lives in now, he did all the floor plans.
Come on,
so,
Mark.
Yeah, I feel like he may have even done the floor plans for my grandma and grandpa's house, but I can't really say for sure.
That's what I'm talking about.
He'll correct me later.
That's awesome.
But he's good at it. He enjoys doing it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So anyhow, I have those books laying around. That's why. I just need to clean my garage.
Okay.
I need to clean my garage. The problem is I have stuff I don't need. I got stuff taking up space that, I could clear out and then have better access to the things I have, because I don't know about you. I can't find the screwdriver, so I go buy a new screwdriver.
Yeah.
And so I've got 40 screwdrivers somewhere in my house, but I don't know where any of them are.
I feel that.
And so, I need to just take better care and better stock of the things that I have.
Yeah.
One of the ways to do that is clean out the garage.
I like that.
I have a really awesome workbench that I can't get to.
All right.
It's a phenomenal workbench.
Man.
Can't get to it.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to make that happen, bro.
I know.
Part
Think
the
of all the
seeds.
things I could work on.
Yeah. You should get into woodworking.
I could buy more tools. All right. Anyway, what's your small one?
All right, here we go. Small one, something that I'm battling with right now, trying to jump off the couch and do this. Play basketball.
There we go.
Yeah.
Play basketball.
And so and at church, there's a group of guys that play, and I've really, really been trying to talk myself into to doing it. The guy who leads it or has it, he's been texting me and him been texting, and I've just he texted me on Tuesday. He's like, "Hey man, we have at least 8 or something." He said, and I think he ended up having 11. But he's like, "Hey, we would love for you to join." And I just was like, I mean, I did have stuff to do that night. I had some classwork to do, but you
weren't feeling good either.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was just kind of coming off of whatever it is that I had. But, I'm just trying to talk myself into doing that again. I used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Every night, full court, 5-on-5 basketball. And I was much bigger than I am now. And I have not played since losing all the weight. I've not played since then.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't know why I'm so nervous, because I feel like if I was that out of shape and that big then and was still doing it, why am I not doing it now?
Yeah.
But I guess I'm just in my head.
Well, it's also you don't really. I mean, you've texted back and forth with August, but
Yeah.
you probably don't know most of the people that are playing.
Yeah, and I don't want to
You know.
show up and be getting dunked on.
And there's none of those guys dunk.
Okay, yeah, I know that now. But
I don't think. I've gone and played with them.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy basketball, and I don't enjoy cardio. And so together, because they play full court,
yeah,
I was like, man, this is the worst. But I was going because I wanted. August was like, hey, we're short people. Would you play? I'm like, yeah, I can run around, run back and forth, and
yeah.
Like it was.
My thing is like I love basketball a lot, and surprisingly, I have a great shot.
Yeah,
I'm very confident in my shot for a big guy.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like I see the game, but my body can't move to the game.
I got you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
And so a lot of times it's either like a good pass or just a good shot. But, because that's really, all I can contribute, because it's not going to be speed or running.
Yeah. Yeah. The defense would be tough.
That's what, I hate defense.
And especially with the pickup basketball is so much fast break. I mean,
it is. Yeah, it is.
There's not a lot of setting up or anything like that. You're
nothing
just
like that.
Going after it. Anyway, but I love that.
Yeah.
That's a really good, like off the couch goal.
Yeah.
What would you say the problem is though? What's basketball going to solve? What's the problem that basketball is going to solve?
I would say movement.
Yeah.
Because I hate the gym. I've tried the gym and I hate it. Mm-hmm. And I just don't think I'm going to get motivated to do the gym. And I've lost 75 pounds before playing pickup basketball.
Yeah.
And that was with a bad diet. So for me, if I'm going to be active, I want it to be something like basketball.
Sure.
And if it's going to be something that I love and I can get back into it, I'm actually enjoying the time with a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
That's going to be really good for me.
Yeah.
So definitely just getting that activity going, because I just feel like, man, my diet is fine. And I'm still good with losing weight. Like I lost 30 pounds to close out 2023.
That's awesome.
But I just need that physical activity.
Yeah.
Because if I would get physical activity into my life, dang.
Yeah. Well, you feel better too.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yep. I mean, I've been going to the gym. I hate the gym.
Yeah.
I hate everything about the gym. But man, I sleep so good.
Oh, don't tell me that, man.
Good. Like, I'm going to go to bed tonight and I'm going to be out. Dunzo.
And see, that's another thing I feel like basketball would help. I'd sleep better with some physical activity. I'd sleep better.
And man, like, I don't know. You can't tell, but
I can
do the biceps that are popping. Anyway,
I can.
So
I've been looking.
Anyway,
thou shalt not covet, but I'm coveting.
You're coveting me?
Oh no,
that's weird.
Oh, I'm coveting your biceps, buddy.
All right. Anyway, medium goal.
Yeah,
medium goal. You want to go back to back here? What's your medium goal?
Medium goal. My medium goal for 2024, I think, is to release music. Yeah. And I mean that in a way that's like I take it seriously.
Sure.
Because I put out several songs last year. Just threw them on SoundCloud, and I said, whoever listens. They got about 100 listens.
Yeah.
To me, that was fine.
Yeah.
But I really would like to see me pursue releasing music like I used to release music, because I feel like I'm in a much better place. And I feel like even though I haven't really been operating in music, I've still been writing, and I feel like my writing has gotten a lot better.
Yeah. What's the problem you're solving there?
That music is not in my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think there's a big void in my life when I'm not doing music.
Like what kind of void? Like just is it an emotional outlet for you? Is it a creative outlet for you? Is it like
probably a bit of both there, creative and emotional. More so, I think it's a creative void. I feel like a big part of who I am is music.
Yeah.
And not really my identity, but like what I love, and who I am is kind of wrapped up in music.
Yeah. And it gives you purpose.
Yeah. And I just feel like I've buried that for so many years. I felt when I was pastoring, I felt like I couldn't do both. And then, when everything happened, I just felt like, I'm just never going to be able to do anything like this again.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of, and I just never stopped writing.
Sure.
And I feel like, getting back into that would be,
That'd be awesome.
yeah.
I think that'd be good for you.
Yeah, and I don't want to look at it like, oh man, I want to do all this stuff. I want to go on tour. Like
You're not looking to win a Grammy.
Yeah, that's past me. Like that's past me. But I want it in my life in some way.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's awesome. I think for me, mine, it's a medium goal. I want to spend 5 nights outside this year.
Medium goal.
5 nights. And here's the problem. Here's the problem I'm solving. Like, my problem is I do really well. I spent 3 nights outside last year.
Yeah.
So like I do better when I'm out in nature and when I'm like pursuing those kind of adventures.
Okay.
It's good for my soul.
Okay.
It helps me rest. It helps me re-energize. It also gives me a lot of perspective. So like,
Okay.
There is nothing quite like backpacking to teach you what you need and what you don't need. Because there's all of this junk that I carry around in my life, or I think I need to have or whatever. And the reality is when you got to put it all in a backpack and get out the door and you're walking with it, suddenly you don't need 5 pairs of underwear, like you need one extra pair,
gosh.
Now I'm probably grossing people out anyhow, but, it's like, you have more perspective on the things. And like, there is no better cup of coffee than a backcountry cup of coffee.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like when you're out in the middle of nowhere,
yeah,
and you get a good AeroPress cup of coffee, so good.
That's
Anyway,
cool. Cool.
But yeah, my goal this year is 5 nights outside instead of 3. I'm just adding 2 more. It could be like a family camping trip. I'm not talking like they've got to be on the side of a cliff.
Yeah,
but if I spent 5 nights outside, that feels really doable.
Yeah,
and I think it would help kind of solve some of this problem of not spending enough time outdoors. I didn't do much hiking last year. I went on a backpacking trip with Roby, and it was fun.
Yeah.
And that's where my 3 nights were. But
yeah, wow.
I could do more.
Wow. That's hey.
I really want to.
That would be extremely hard for me.
What? Spending nights outside?
5 nights. That's like double.
Yeah, I'm not saying 5 consecutive. Soggy. It's I'm not saying that 5 consecutive nights because I just don't think that's realistic. But
yeah,
like not because I couldn't do it.
I know you could.
I definitely more of a life situation. Anyhow, so and then my large goal, my big goal, really tough to do. If I could lose 50 pounds,
you got this.
If I could lose 50 pounds, it'd be like crazy goal.
Yeah.
And so again, we're talking about big goal, not like this shouldn't be easy. It shouldn't be something flippant, that kind of thing. This is something that like it would take a lot of effort on my part. And I've been doing that, like trying to go to the gym, trying to eat right, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've lost some weight, but man, it's trickling off. So the idea of having to lose 40-ish more pounds.
Right.
Woof. Anyway. But that's my big, crazy, hard goal. What's yours?
Oh man. Come on. Here's the thing. Mine's not really solving a real problem. And yours has made my next one seem so trivial.
You have 30 seconds to figure out a new one. I didn't talk about the problem I'm solving. I mean, I think the problem's obvious.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Shoot,
man.
I tried to buy you some time. Sorry.
Daggone it.
Your large goal is a large goal. It's a hard one. It's a difficult thing to do. It's going to require a lot from you because you're starting from zero.
No, I'm not.
You have a guitar.
Yes. I'm actually decent. I just hide it very well.
Well, what is this goal? Learn a song on guitar?
Yeah, because I have all the chords. I can play the chords. But it's putting them together.
You can't play a song, but you can play all the chords.
I can play the first part.
I feel like this should have been your off the couch one. I thought you didn't know chords.
No, I can play the first part of Johnny Cash's Hurt.
The dung dung dung.
Yeah, I can play that.
Can you play the next chord?
Yeah.
And the next chord?
Just the first 2. And then I'm learning to switch back to, I think, C.
Okay.
C.
Yeah, that's not very difficult.
Yeah. So my difficult part is transition.
I thought you were like starting from nowhere.
No, my transition
Like you
is
could
hard.
spell guitar, but that's about it. You know?
No. Back in the day, I used to play for my youth band,
Ooh,
rhythm guitar.
yeah.
But I could only play God of Wonders.
I think it's actually
So this goal may have been a cop out.
GDC.
It is. That's exactly what it was, dude. Come on now.
I played a lot of God of Wonders in my day.
God of Wonders beyond the
All right. Well, okay. Then you can lead off with the Masogi then. So here's what a Masogi is.
Okay.
A Masogi is supposed to be something that's incredibly challenging. Something that would push you outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Way outside your comfort zone. Something that you don't think you can do.
Okay.
Like if it should feel impossible, but it is possible.
Right.
And the only rules, it's got to be really freaking hard.
Yeah.
And you can't die. So again, this is a Michael Easter thing that he talks about in his book, The Comfort Crisis. And he talks about his Masogi, which is like elk hunting in Alaska.
Oh,
and
dang, that's
he's
awesome.
Living in the Arctic for a month trying to shoot an elk. So neither of us are trying to do that.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I would love to go elk hunting.
Dude, I just thought of a large goal for you.
Dude, I'm thinking I've changed my goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your Masogi goal?
Kill a coyote.
Really?
Yeah, go coyote hunting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's very challenging, though. I think that's a large goal. I think your original Masogi is going to be way harder for you. I think you should switch your large goal to coyote shooting.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Yeah.
But actually,
I was going to say
the
go
process
hunting for you because that's something that's been on your list.
I would love to do that. And the process of going coyote hunting is hard, like finding the places.
Yeah, it's a large goal. It takes a lot of logistic things. You know, you need to know where to hunt, who to go with. You know, those pieces.
Yeah, I agree with that. So large goal. Let's switch that to my large goal.
Yeah, I think you need to stick with your Masogi one because I think for you it is way outside your comfort zone.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah, you ready for it?
Yeah.
Spend 2 nights in your wilderness, in your outdoor life.
Spend 2 nights outside.
Yeah, outside. And you said it could be my patio.
Yeah, you can sleep on your patio for 2 nights.
Which I usually have a TV out there in warm weather, so I'll do that.
Easy.
And my bathroom is right here.
I think you're missing the point. I think you're missing the point.
My point is,
it's supposed to be hard.
I don't want to get caught outdoors and be dropping the logs that I drop when I need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, you just dig a hole and you do your business.
But man, I just need, okay.
You need what?
If I could take dude wipes.
Yeah, you can. You can take whatever you want.
All right. Dude wipes.
You can pack a toilet seat if you wanted to.
I could do that.
I've got a folding toilet seat that you can pop up and then.
I saw this thing on Shark Tank where it connects to a tree and you can actually sit down on it and poop.
Yeah, there's people that, like my favorite one, my cousin Andy for hunting. He had a folding chair.
Yeah.
Like a folding chair from church.
Cut it out.
That he punched a hole in the bottom of it,
sure.
like got the whole seat out.
Yep.
And he just zip tied a toilet seat on top of it. You fold that sucker up, set it right next to the tree. You gotta go.
That's what I'm talking about. Bro, that's some redneck innovation right there.
It's got a backrest.
I like that. I don't even know if he's a redneck, but I feel like that. I know a lot of West Virginians that would do that.
Yeah, Andy's a redneck.
You might be a redneck. But yeah, that would that would definitely be my Masogi. My what?
Your Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi. Pierogi. What was
Masogi. You were really close.
Masogi.
Yeah.
What did I say earlier?
The pierogi was close.
But what did I say before that?
I don't remember.
I think I said it right, didn't I?
No, you didn't.
What'd I say? Masogi.
Miss Shogi. Anyway.
Well, yeah, that would be my Masogi.
Yeah, you got it. I think you
sure.
could spend 2 nights in the woods, but I know
consecutively.
Yeah. Oh, that was the deal. You got to do two nights back to back.
No. You said you can't. You don't have to do 5 nights consecutively.
No, right?
Why would I have to do 2 nights consecutively?
Because that makes sense. 2 nights in the woods is not bad.
Oh, dude.
Like, it's totally doable.
Oh my God.
Most people go on weekend camping trips and they spend Friday night and
I can't do
Saturday night. Yes, you can. You can do this.
What about a shower?
You don't shower.
Are you kidding me, dude? I lived the 2-day shower life. And I actually had to go to Kia's mom's house and
you might
and
just
shower
not.
there.
You might just not. And it'll be okay. It'll be all right. It's going to be the most freeing thing you've ever done.
Dude,
because you're going to realize, I'm a showerer. I like showering. I shower every day. But
clean clothes?
What?
Clean clothes?
No. You wear the dirty clothes. You have clean clothes that you sleep in. And we are talking about car camping. So, yes, if you wanted to.
A big Misogi.
Jeez. Do you want to hear mine?
Yes, I do.
Mine is to hike to my cousin Tim's house from my house, which is 25 miles. With 30 pounds on my back.
Yeah. That's insane.
I think I can do it.
I think I'd rather do that than spend 2 nights outside.
I don't know if I can. Originally, I want to do there and back. Maybe that should be my goal. I think 25 miles feels too easy.
Yeah. Oh, my.
50 would be extreme.
Dude, you know what?
50 miles would be freaking extreme.
You just, I'm going to stop setting goals around you.
I told you to go big. You're out here trying to figure out.
Learn a guitar.
Where can I shower? I might get gross. What do I do about the sweat? There might be bugs.
Is that how I sound?
No.
Oh, no.
But
I just like being clean.
Like, you've got all of these awesome, like bears and woodland things upstairs as your decoration.
I do love cabins.
Yeah, you've kind of got like this mountain man aesthetic. Yeah. But you're not spending the night in the woods. Go spend the night in the woods, mountain man. You got it.
But if there's a cabin there, I'll do it.
Just sleep outside.
I do. I think I would enjoy it. I really do.
Sleeping outside?
Yeah, I used to do it all the time when I was a little boy. When I was just a little boy. When I was a wee little lad. I liked going up in them hills,
Yeah.
I mean, me and my friends used to play. Man, I tell you what, we used to go up in them mountains and just be idiots.
I think I could do it. 50 miles. Oh my gosh, that would be a lot of miles.
With our Go Ruck.
Oh my gosh, then that's like 2 marathons. Maybe I can't do that.
Hey, dude,
double marathon on one day.
Here's the thing.
Now that I'm saying this out loud, I don't think I can do it.
We'll mobilize the podcast, and I'll follow you, and we'll just document.
There's a guy on the Outside podcast. He's talking about like one of the things that was Theodore Roosevelt had a mandatory 3-day challenge that every Marine was supposed to be able to do.
Okay,
and actually, it was a Marine officer.
Okay,
we're supposed to do, and they had to be able to do within a 3-day span a 90-mile horseback ride and a 50-mile hike.
What?
90 miles on horseback, 50 miles by foot. So,
I just don't even know what to say.
I think it'd be difficult.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would be like a triple Misogi.
So, yeah, all right. Here's what I think. If I could get to Tim's house, that's 25 miles from my front door.
What up, Tim?
That'd be impressive. He's got a pool.
Oh, bro, you could just fall into the pool.
That's what I'm saying. I get there and just collapse.
Yeah, well, yeah. Don't die.
That's the point. It's supposed to push it.
That's what I'm saying. You can't die.
Well, I don't want to die. I'm not trying to die out there.
Like you're picking something that you're not supposed to die. What if you get hit by a car?
And don't get hit by a car. That's the goal. You just don't get hit by the vehicle.
I mean, what if you can't help it?
You can maybe get out of the way. Most of it's country roads.
Take me home.
Most of it's country roads. If I do have to get on the interstate, or not interstate, a highway at some point. Like, there's no way there without getting on the highway.
That stinks.
I don't think. I'd have to do some mapping, but I think I can do it. 25 miles?
Yeah. There's no back way from Chatham to, where does he live?
No, it's mostly back way until you, but you have to he lives in Taylorville. You have to eventually get on the highway.
You could go Kincaid and then out to Taylorville.
Yeah, you still have to get on the highway. There's a
you
highway.
still have to get on the main drag there in Taylorville.
Yeah.
Unless you go like weird back streets or.
And then getting out of Taylorville to his house.
Oh, okay.
You got it. It's a highway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it might be a little sketchy.
This is crazy. Are you going to do it? Is this something we have to do, or we just
No. It's like a goal. It's like a this is the dream. This is the dream big crazy challenge.
Oh, dude, then my dream is to visit Boston.
Okay. All right. But that's a fun this is a fun thing.
But I'll never be able to do it.
Why can't you visit Boston?
Because I'm broke.
Okay. It doesn't cost that much to get to Boston.
Probably.
You could get to Boston, spend the night, and come back on $200. Maybe $400.
If you're saying $200, then I'm in.
I think
tomorrow
for $400 you can get to Boston back. Spend the night, have a good time, have a tea party.
First of all,
you're not going to be able to get to Boston and see the Celtics and then back.
Yeah,
$400.
Yeah, the season will be over by then.
Yeah, because they're not even making the playoffs this year, are they?
Dude, they're number one in the NBA.
I'm just kidding.
I knew you were.
I don't know nothing about NBA. I think NBA is stupid.
You can get into a basketball game
fake
for cheaper.
Like wrestling. What?
I tell you what, bro. I tell you what.
Hey, we need to take our ministry break.
I'm telling you right now, you're going to.
Cody, if you can't see this, but Cody just shifted his books.
Yeah, you know what, man?
He's about to come across this table.
You can talk about the NBA, but by God, don't you talk about my wrestling, okay?
Anyway, well, hey, we do want to talk about a couple of ministry things really quick. I got two quick plugs.
Oh, cool.
2 quick plugs.
All right.
Then I want to dive into kind of what you're starting the year with. I think it's super fascinating, and I want our readers to hear about it. So,
all right, dude.
Here we go. 2 quick ministry plugs for you. And one of the things we talked about last year was the Pour Over podcast and how valuable that is.
It is.
And so what I was not doing when we were talking about it, I wasn't actually listening to it when we were talking about it. So I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But I started listening to it back in November and through December. And now, I don't miss a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, or Friday.
I get all of them because it's super concise.
Yes, it is.
It's really clear. Some of the Christian stuff's a little bit corny.
Right.
Like some of the connections are a little bit corny.
Sure.
But for the most part, it's really, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just good to know. It's good to know. Now, there's some stuff you already know. If you're on Instagram, you already know some of those things. But there's a lot of it that, especially with the conflict in the Middle East, especially with stuff going on in Ukraine, especially with stuff going on here with the election and everything that's spinning there, it's hard to know what to believe, what not to believe.
Yeah.
And it's, again, just a way for you to know what's going on in the world that's not pushing one agenda or the other. And so check out the Pour Over podcast. We think it would be really wonderful for you. Another awesome tool that's available to you that's totally free is the Bible Recap. Bible Recap
sold
is pretty great. I'm a little bit behind, but I've been doing that at the beginning of the year. Yeah. One of the things I like about it is that there's always this podcast that accompanies it.
Yeah.
And it's a little devotional, and it's just there to help you make sense of what's going on with what you're reading. So as you're struggling through Job, especially the later chapters of Job, we were like, I don't really care about this argument that they're having. What's nice is that she's there to help you find she calls it the God shot, but like this one thing that you can take with you as you are trying to process what's going on in the scriptures.
Yeah,
it's really helpful, really wonderful. Maybe for you, your Masogi or one of your small, medium, or large goals is to get through the Bible in 1 year.
Yes.
I know that's something that I'm trying to do this year.
Same.
And so if that's you, Bible Recap, free,
that's awesome,
helpful on the YouVersion app. You should check it out.
Yeah, I did that's actually, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm doing right now is the Bible Recap. That's what that's what I'm going through for my read through the Bible.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Love that.
All right. And we're back. Like we never left.
Back like we never left.
The things that go into producing your own podcast.
Yes.
Pretty amazing.
Beautiful.
Anyhow, tell people what you are going through. Like, you have been in a book. You've been talking about this one key theme. We were going to bring it out at Advent, and then you're like, no, I want to wait.
Let's wait on this.
I want to wait on it.
Yeah.
Let's let it cook.
Let it, and it did, and cook it did. So before, just to give people a little bit of a background or whatever, before Christmas and before our break, before Christmas break, I was just really in a frustrated place.
Yeah.
Frustrated with work, frustrated with some things in life. Me and you had a long conversation one day over text, and you hit it on the spot. You sound discontent. I was very discontent. That's that word that very much hit me where, what I was feeling. And I remember one day I was listening to this book on Audible, and there was something else that had happened, or there was something else I was reading, something else. I don't know if I heard it or read it or something, but I was reading and hearing something about stillness.
Yeah. And
it just kind of hit me like, what does that even mean in my life right now? Like, I've heard the scripture so many times in Psalms, be still and know that I am God. But I didn't know what stillness meant for me. Sure. I didn't know what stillness meant, but I felt like God was kind of impressing upon me, on my heart, just like, you need to find stillness. You need to find what it means to be still. Because you got all this going on. You're facing all this, and you're frustrated, and you're overwhelmed, and you got college, and you got work that's kind of overwhelming at the moment, and all that's going on, and it's still going to be going on. So you need to find out what it means to be still. And I kind of mentioned that to you. I don't know, it was in a text or something, and then
it's been kind of a common theme.
Yeah, and
conversations.
Then we talked about maybe doing it, like you said, for Advent, and then I was like, I want to hold off on that for a minute, and I'm really glad I did, because I felt like once the new year started, once I got past Christmas, I had my winter break and got a chance to kind of reset physically. I still felt like, man, I'm feeling like I'm not rested spiritually, and I finished the book. I finished the book on Audible. The book is called The Lord of Psalm 23. And it hit me in a way that I was like, wow, this is what I feel like stillness is. It is understanding that the Lord is with me, and the Lord is my shepherd, and he has everything that I need. He has the care that I need. He has the rest and the peace that I need. And so I said, once I finished the book on Audible, I said, I've got to have this in my hand and look at these words and really dig into this again. So I bought it, and I started reading it, and then it just felt like every devotional, everything that I was doing was leading me to the Psalm 23.
Yeah.
It was kind of leading me to that. And it was like, all right, God, I feel like you're really pointing me to dig into this Psalm. So my entire first part of the year has been digging into this book, The Lord of Psalm 23 by David Gibson. And then I'm doing a devotional. I do the 21-day fast, and I did a devotional to go along with that. And it's about Psalm 23. Me and Kia are doing that together, and it digs into Psalm 23. So I just have really felt like, figuring out what stillness means from reading Psalm 23.
So, okay, hang on. Let's back it up real quick, just because.
Yeah.
What is Psalm 23? What's that one sound like?
All right. Let me read it to you.
There we go.
Let me find it in the book.
You don't have it memorized yet?
We've been memorizing it, but I don't have.
The Lord is my shepherd.
Yeah, I shall not want. But I don't want to get it wrong, okay?
He leads me through green pasture. Leads me beside still waters.
Here we go.
He restores my soul.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Mm-hmm. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just kind of breaking down all of the parts of this and looking at it and just expanding on it and understanding that, like, there's so much peace to know that God is with us and God leads us and God cares for us, even in these dark times, even in the good times, in our moments where we feel like we're surrounded by enemies. He still cares for us.
Yeah.
And he still takes care of us. And that care really points to the bigger picture of the Bible that says God desires to be with his people.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really, it really hit me because, we read the book last year with. Mm-hmm. So with was, a really good word for 2023.
Sure.
But then I feel like I circled back around to that word in 2024 in early January because it just hit me how much God really wants to be with us.
Yeah. Well, and there's a contrast there too. I mean, I think one of the things that we talked about when it comes to with, correct me if I'm wrong here. It wasn't about God's presence with us.
Correct.
It was about us working with God.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't working for God.
It was.
Or against God or under God or
so it was
whatever the thing.
Yeah. So it was a completely different way to look at the word with.
Yeah, it's about motivation.
Exactly.
Not
exactly
like where are you finding your energy for ministry or care or love or whatever these things are.
Yeah.
Like, where are you finding it? You're finding it with God. It's not to impress him.
Yeah.
It's to participate in the work of the Spirit, participate in the work that the Lord's already doing here and now amongst us. You're participating with him. So that was that thing. But then the other piece of that is that his desire isn't just to work with us.
Right.
It's to be with us.
Just to be with us.
But how's that connect to stillness though?
I think it connects to stillness because even like kind of what the Psalm says, right in the middle of the Psalm, if you look at it, the very middle, it says, "For you are with me." And that gave me such a great peace because I used to look at all of my issues and say, well, the Lord is my shepherd, but I'm frustrated at work.
Yeah.
The Lord is my shepherd, but this. The Lord is my shepherd, but I don't feel well. But now I'm looking at it and saying, I'm frustrated at work, but the Lord is my shepherd.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm making enough money for all the work I'm doing, but the Lord is my shepherd. Or stuff like that. So I feel like it's given me this peace, that has come with understanding that, man, God created, he created in the beginning and he wanted to be with his creation.
Yeah.
And we messed that up. But then he tried to work around ways to be with us, the tabernacle and the
sure.
The places he met with Moses, and he wanted to be, but he couldn't really do that because of our sin.
Yeah.
But then he created a way, and he sent his son to be with us, to literally be God with us.
Yeah.
And then he was with us, and then when he ascended, he sent the Holy Spirit to be with us.
Sure. And
then he goes and he he's preparing a place for us just because he desires to be with us.
Right.
And when that hit me, so much stillness and peace came over me. And to be honest with you, like being still and knowing that he is God, knowing that he is with me, it's not really a being still that says, hey, I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. Being still, I feel like is doing.
Right.
It's a place of doing,
yeah.
Even though it sounds like being still is doing nothing. So I feel like
it's not an inactive stillness.
Exactly.
It's a contentment.
Exactly.
And it's a peace and it's a reassurance,
right.
Or reassurance that like,
right.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And I think that, I really love what my favorite part of Psalm 23 is right where you had it. It's that, for you are with me.
Yeah, man.
Your rod and your staff, they comfort me.
Yeah.
And that is one of the hardest things to pray.
Yes.
Because that rod and the staff,
Come on.
from what I know, the shepherd uses the rod
Yep.
to smack the sheep.
Yep.
And say like, hey, you need to quit doing that. Or they use that staff and they use the hook and they pull that.
Yep.
And that might be vice versa. Either way.
Yeah.
Sheep don't like the stick.
Right.
And so that's how the shepherd though guides
Absolutely.
and corrects the sheep.
Yeah.
And so sometimes that's painful, and sometimes it looks like you're being steered out of something you really want, or steered towards something maybe you don't want to do,
Yeah.
or and you're trying to sense the presence of the Lord directing you.
Yeah, man.
This is what I have for you, and this is what's best for you.
Yeah.
And so
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
There's a quote in the book that mentions the rod and the staff, and he talks about the
did
rod.
I get it right?
You did, but it also the rod is obviously for
To protect.
protect.
Yeah. Yep.
And it said we want the shepherd to use the rod to protect us from our enemies.
I never even think about that.
But we don't.
Just thinking about
But
Jesus smacking the snot
we
out
don't
of me.
want the shepherd to protect us from ourselves.
Yeah.
And so that hit me hard. I was like, man, we want God, we want you to protect us from our enemies, but don't use the staff to protect us from ourselves.
Yeah, that's funny because I again, that's not my first inclination.
Yeah.
Is to think about all the ways that
dude.
the shepherd is guarding me from the outside forces, which it's true. I mean, and that's me taking that for granted because it's stuff I don't see and don't always appreciate.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking,
It's just a
I've
beautiful.
been smacked by that stick a couple times.
Oh, for sure. Every part of this is beautiful. How it depicts the shepherd. And there's a part that I love. I mean, gosh, we can go on and on. I mean, we can go every part, every scripture, every verse. But there's a part that I love that it talks about in the book as well, and it's the very first part. The Lord is my shepherd.
Yeah,
we get the Lord is my shepherd. We recognize that. I shall not want. Man, we really get that. But
I have a hard time with that one.
He's like he says a lot of times we overlook the very first part of the Lord, and he talks about how David uses the same word. He goes into the translation of the word is the same word that was used in the story of the burning bush. When God said, "I am that I am," it was the same, same word for Lord there. And it literally talks about how we need to understand that the very same God who has all these resources, who is all consuming, and who is this I am that I am. He was and he is forever. He's the one that has our need, and he's our source, and he is our shepherd.
Yeah.
And that's what it means to say, the Lord is my shepherd. I lack for nothing. Everything that I need is wrapped up in him. And that's just a beautiful thing to understand. And that's another reason why I just came into so much peace and oh my gosh, you know what? No matter how frustrated I am, you're with me. You're my shepherd. You have everything that I need. You make me lie down in green pastures because Lord knows I don't want to lie down, and sheep are stupid and they don't want to lie down. And the shepherd a lot of times has to force them to lie down in green pastures. And it's just beautiful. And the still waters thing is also beautiful because sheep get disoriented at running water. And they can drown. They can fall in and drown. So shepherds lead sheep to still water so they can drink.
Yeah.
And it's oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Well, and one of the things that's funny about this too is, David's writing this, and obviously he was a shepherd.
He's a shepherd
most of his young life.
Yeah.
And that dude had to have been mad at the sheep most of the time. just absolutely ticked.
He gets it.
And he sees himself as the sheep. The king of Israel.
Yeah.
And arguably the greatest king in Israel.
Yeah.
And even he has the perspective to say, I'm a sheep.
Absolutely.
In regards to my status with God.
Yeah.
I'm a sheep and he's a shepherd. And that takes a lot of humility. And it also takes, it takes some of the pressure off too.
Absolutely.
I think one of the things that I stumble into is I feel like I have more autonomy and I have more power over my situations than I actually do.
Yeah.
and that can lead to a lot of discontentment,
Sure.
and the lack of stillness and just an overall bad mood with the world around me is when I think, man, I've got control over this. I need to fix it.
Yeah.
Or if I just had this or whatever, and there's some sort of like missing, there's like one little missing piece.
Right.
But having that perspective to know where you stand, also frees you up from seeing this as your responsibility. Now, there's some things that are obviously your responsibility, but there's some stuff that's just the situation that you're in.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know if that's connected at all.
I love it. Yeah, it is.
But I have not read the book.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really a beautiful book. It's a beautiful psalm. I mean, I think they said that Spurgeon called it the pearl of the Psalms.
Oh yeah.
And it's just because there's so much of the gospel wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
There's so much of the Bible wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
And there's so much of who God is and his character wrapped up in it.
Sure.
And his desire to be with us, at the end, he says, I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Yeah.
We have that access because God wants us to be there.
Right.
He wants us to be with him.
Right.
And he wants to be with us. So
Yeah, it's hope-filled.
Yeah.
Hope-filled for sure. I mean, I think this is, I don't know for sure, but if I were going to venture a guess, I would say this is probably the most used psalm in all funerals ever.
It is. And they mentioned that in the book.
Okay.
It's very connected to funerals. But I always, growing up, always just thought it was a sad psalm. And then once I started reading, I was like, man, this is...
No, that's an encouragement.
Yeah, this is a beautiful psalm.
It's very, very hope-filled.
Yeah.
And that's why you use it at a funeral.
Absolutely.
It's like,
Absolutely.
that this is not the end.
Yeah.
And that's incredibly valuable, especially in those moments. So
It is.
But that is cool.
Yeah,
that
man.
is a great way to start the year. Be
Love it.
thinking about how can you rest in the presence and the love that God has for you? How can you find completeness there? And so I don't know what your small, medium, large, and Masogi goals are.
Yeah.
But even if you can't accomplish any of this,
Yeah.
even if we don't do a single one of these things and we come back next year and we piece apart what we hoped we were going to do, one thing still remains true is the Lord is our shepherd.
Yeah, he is.
And something we don't have to work for is the peace that comes with trusting that shepherd and the love that comes with being in his presence. He's done all the work for us.
Yeah.
We just have to accept it, which is incredibly hard to do, but it's still free, and it doesn't require reaching on our part because the reaching's already been done. So
yeah. And if you're listening and you're going through that valley of the shadow of death, if you feel like you're there, know that God is with you, and that valley of the shadow is not permanent, but it's a passageway, and he's leading you through it.
Yeah. So. Well, that's great.
Yeah, man.
Welcome to 2024.
2024.
We got some good stuff on the horizon.
Yeah, we do.
Some big-time Masogi challenges.
Yes, we do.
We'll walk 25 miles.
Oh, the Lord's going to be my shepherd in those woods.
I think you can do it.
Lord, help me. I think
right.
I'll love it.
I think you will, too.
Yeah.
All right, tell the people what they want to hear.
God loved us first. God loved us best. And God loves us most. This is the Bad Apples Podcast.